No secret that I like to play hard and challenging games from time to time. There's a certain type of dopamine hit that comes over you when you overcome a hard hurdle in life, and that goes for playing games as well. I've platinumed Devil May Cry 5, in case you haven't heard, most of the From Software games, and a hell of a lot of grindy games. There are games out there that I wouldn't even attempt because I know it would end in just an absolute failure. And trust me, I have enough games in my graveyard already. So today I'm going to give you 5 near impossible platinums that I will never attempt. Hats off to anybody who's platinum in any of these games. You're an absolute hero. Now drop my beat! Now I tried as much as possible to rank this list as well as I could, but difficulty is relative to the player. So this list could be in a different order, let's say, if you were to rank these platinum. Also understand that with enough time and dedication, these games will eventually be possible to platinum for anybody. I just don't want to. First game today, and in 5th place is Wolfenstein 2. This game is a 10 out of 10 in difficulty, requires 2 playthroughs, and will take about 50 hours. According to PSN profiles anyway. I recently played this game when I went to visit the Muscles from Leeds, Vault Boy Steve, and even though Steve said I was doing better than what he expected, that experience just solidified my decision to never attempt this game even more. For a start, I don't really like FPS games, nor am I good at them. I mean, look at my performance. So that would be a handicap on its own. The hardest trophy in this game, and the one that separates success from failure, is the Mein Leben trophy. For this trophy, you need to complete the game on the hardest difficulty with permadeath. That means if you die, you start the game from the beginning. Now, when I was with Steve, I played in I Am Death Incarnate, which is the hardest difficulty, and got killed more often than a poor NPC just minding its own business in GTA. So attempting this game in Mein Leben mode would just be a recipe for failure. Not only that, but the trophy itself is a bronze. A f***ing bronze! Gotta say, that's the ultimate troll. Wolfenstein 2 sits at 1.14% rarity, and out of the 136,182 people that own it, only 1,548 platinumed it. I feel like this rarity will change because recently a lot of people have added this to the games they want to platinum, but it could go either way. If more people platinum it, the rarity will decrease. But if more people attempt it and then give up, the rarity will increase. So it'll be interesting to see which way this goes. To all you crazy people out there about to attempt this platinum, I take my hat off to you. In 4th place is Street Fighter 5. This is a 10 out of 10 in difficulty and will take you about 150 hours. Now I'm sure most of you know I'm 100% not a fighting game connoisseur, and that difficulty level just makes it even more of a no-no. Most fighting games are notoriously hard to platinum anyway because they'll have some sort of online trophy that forces you to fight against other people, so you have no choice but to get good. Time and dedication is definitely a must for this platinum, but also a need to forever be on top of your game. The list itself isn't the easiest anyway, since you need to basically master the game against the CPU, but the trophy that will give you the most headache and will truly challenge you is the Let's Fight Someone Strong trophy. To pop this bad boy, you need to be promoted to the Gold League in ranked matches. To put it into perspective, for every win, you earn about 56 points, and for every loss, you lose about 24 points. To reach the Gold League, you need about 4,000 points. And of course, like any online fighting game out there, the higher you go up in the league, the more skilled the people who'd be matched against will be. Going for this platinum for me would feel like being a forgotten piece of food at the back of the fridge against the cruel and unrelenting flow of time. This platinum sits at 0.92% rarity with only 3,452 achievers out of the 375,684 that own it. Now from this point forward, the rarity chop is astounding. In 3rd place, we have Assetto Corsa Ultimate Edition. Now, this is the only 9 out of 10 difficulty in this whole list, but it's still no more appealing than the rest. This will take you over 200 hours to platinum. I don't really mind racing games as long as they're arcade. This is a simulation, so no thanks. Simulation races are by default quite hard because they're just that, simulators. You have to be a pretty good driver to get good at these. Something I'm not. Not that long ago, I got pulled over because I was driving on the wrong side of the road. Anyway, I can't even pinpoint one single trophy that will make your life difficult. The list itself is a difficult list. You basically need to 100% the game while finishing in 1st place on every race. This game sits at an 0.32% rarity, which means out of the 10,643 people that own the game, only 34 have the platinum. Well done, legends. In 2nd place is Guitar Hero Van Halen. This is the only PS3 game on this list, but one that has overcome the test of time for being one of the hardest platinums out there. It's a 10 out of 10 in difficulty, and it'll take over 100 hours to platinum throughout 4 playthroughs. This is without including the amount of songs you'll have to replay. Now, like a lot of people, I really enjoyed Guitar Hero games when they were the craze of the early 2000s. And to be fair, I was pretty good at them. I was able to do most of the songs on Expert and Guitar Hero 3, but this is a completely different beast. Not only do you need to complete the game with the guitar, You also need to do it with the bass, drums, and vocals. Now, of course, by default, the Guitar Hero games aren't easy to begin with. You need to have a very high level of skill and also need to commit a lot of time to these games. Not to mention regular breaks, because after a few songs, when you look away from the screen, it feels like someone slipped some acid in your drink. But to have to do it with every instrument is just ludicrous. No, not that one. Some of the trophies you need other people to play with for the band-related ones. And of course, the one that will definitely destroy your soul faster than a toddler declining a call while watching YouTube on your phone are the Guitar God, Diamond in the Rough, Double Bass Master, and the 316 trophies for getting 5 stars on all Van Halen songs with each of the instruments on Expert. I can't even begin to imagine the amount of dedication that's needed for this. There's only 17,976 people that own the game, but only 45 have platinumed it, which means this now sits at 0.25% rarity. These 45 people have more dedication than Ash when he tried to fistfight Mewtwo. And finally, in first place is Crypt of the Necrodancer. I can't imagine this will be a surprise to anybody. It's notoriously the hardest platinum ever. I don't think I need to say much about this game since a lot of other people have spoken about this platinum plenty of times. This is of course a 10 out of 10 in difficulty and will take around 900 hours throughout 50 playthroughs. Not only do you need to master the game with all 10 different characters, which all play differently with enemies that have different move patterns, but there is also an element of RNG involved as well. Because of course there is! I won't pinpoint which trophies will be the ones that will make you look like an 80-year-old smackhead, because chances are, most of them will. You need to be extremely dedicated or extremely insane to attempt this trophy. Or both! Crypt of the Necrodancer is an 0.06% rare platinum, and only 18 people have ever platinumed it out of the 28,761 that own it. Now you may be thinking, not that many people own the game anyway, but that's because when you boot up this bad boy, you know exactly what you're in for. Just to put into perspective, the fastest ever achiever of this platinum... Yeah, well that's a little bit sus. We'll ignore that one because unless he stopped time, that's impossible. I mean, even the second one is pretty far-fetched. 900 hours in 3 weeks and 2 days. I think number 3 is the true fastest achiever. We'll ignore the other two weirdos. 10 months of pure torture. Definitely not for me.